Hi, my name is Howeth. I'm one of the owners of Underground Racing, and I get the joy of playing with Lamborghinis every day. Starting with our grandfather, he raced stock cars. So growing up, I was around, a family of old stock car drivers, drag racers, so it's really always been in my blood. My brother Kevin Howeth, the other owner of Underground Racing, he grew up building Mustangs, drag racing Mustangs, building Mustangs for other people. We started driving the Salines around, modifying them, mildly. We started street racing around Charlotte, and we kind of got a name for, having the nicest, fastest stuff around. At the time when we started, it was just a hobby. We were working out of the back of one of our dad's warehouses. We had a little free time, we'd work on something here or there, and we saw a little niche there that we thought we could do something with. So we went after it, and here we are 6 years later. We went from playing with Mustangs to playing with Vipers and Ford GTs, now with Lamborghinis and Ferraris.
The car that we're looking at today is a 2006 Lamborghini Gallardo. The car has been modified pretty heavily. It's got a full engine build from Underground Racing, twin turbos, a little bit of suspension work, wheels, tires, custom paint, several things. It actually also has a roll cage inside, 5-point harnesses, parachute, fire system. So it's fully set up. I chose Underground Racing to build the car. At the time I had a highly modified twin turbo Viper, which I still have, and they did an awesome job on the car. The car was so drivable, and they hadn't done any Lamborghinis at the time, but I felt they were highly qualified to do it. They were pretty eager to jump into another market, so it worked out to where I was looking for somebody and they were looking for a customer. So
he was actually our very first Lamborghini customer. And you always respect the guy who brings you there the first next big step. So there's a good relationship between Underground Racing and Kyle. We built a turbo system, and halfway through the build, we're like, you know what, we're going to go ahead and we talked to Kyle about doing the engine. And after building 1,700 horsepower Vipers for him, he really entrusted us with his baby, which was his Lamborghini, to go ahead and tear it apart and go at it. The very night that we finished the project, it was about 8:30 at night. We put it on the dyno. I made about 5 or 6 dyno pulls and was able to pretty much zero it in. We were so impressed with the power it made. We couldn't wait to get on the street and test it out. So unstrap it off the dyno, we get it on the street, and we're just totally blown away of how well it actually performed. Currently, with the setup it's on right now, Kyle's Gallardo makes a little over 1,500. It's about 1,550 rear-wheel horsepower. On pump gas, it'll make about 1,125, 1,150.
The car is extremely streetable, and that's the thing that probably impresses me the most, just as much as the power, is the streetability. Because, as I was saying to someone earlier, when you have a highly modified car, you feel like you're going to give up something to gain that power. But I felt I didn't give up anything. I still have full drivability, no overheating issues. The car is fully drivable just as if it was stock, but just probably 5 times the horsepower. I did the cage and the parachute because in order to run the car at the Texas Mile, if you run in the 190 and up class, which we anticipated to do, those are the requirements to run in that class. In the Texas Mile, on my 4th pass, I ran 241.7, which at the time was a new record for a Lamborghini.
Now, obviously, we started with the Vipers well before we did the Lamborghinis. Any Dodge owners recommended to use Mobil 1, and that was really the first experience we had with it. And we're kind of skeptical at the beginning, it's like, well, is that extra money really worth it? Is that oil really that much better? We'd run it for a while. The first one was a guy with a supercharged car, stock engine car. He raced it for years, brought it back. We tear the engine down just to do he wanted to go to turbos, so we're tearing the engine down, do better pistons and stuff like that. And we look at the engine, and it looks like it's got no miles on it. There's no wear. It's unbelievable. And compared to some of the other ones that use conventional oils, it was a dramatic difference. So from then on, we knew that's what we should stick with it. Anytime we do an upgrade on a vehicle we've done, we pay close attention to the condition of the engine. We pay attention to different oils and that when we've tested, and none of them come close to Mobil 1.
I use Mobil 1 in all my cars. I have for several years, probably 10 or 12 years. That's just the motor oil that I feel is the best, and it has never let me down.